Hey everybody, it's Inanna, and I'm back here to talk to you. And the first thing I want to do is review. I want to review. So you know where I was talking about how in the Bible how everything went different after they went up in the mountains and that they was giants and stuff. But I bet you nobody looked on the list that I called out by Mr. Cornwell to see that Abelum, the first king of Babylon, was Abelum, and Abelum can be translated as son of Abel. So there is a list there with 4 kings that were the son of Abel, which is why I refuse to deal with it any further, is that Abel's children were cut out of the story because they are your true ancestors. And so if you could just, instead of going off on the giant thing, look at that list and see that Abelum is translated as son of Abel. You didn't even know Abel had 4 sons and stuff like that. You didn't know. But then when you flip over to the next page, it says Gilgamesh was the 5th king of Iraq. Okay, those are 2 different bloodlines. Gilgamesh fell from Cain's line, and Utnapishtim and Nimrod fell from Abelum. So there you will see that there's 2 bloodlines there competing with each other as well. So that was just something to tell you about that last one I did about the giants. But today we're going to talk about black walnut hull extract. But before we talk about black walnut hull extract, I have to give you a sort of a preview of what I'm going to. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you first about the Demodex mite. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. Okay, so because I wrote it. Okay, it says, Demodex is a type of mite that lives in human hair follicles, usually on your face. Almost everyone has these mites, but they usually don't cause any problems. The use of false hair products can cause a buildup in the skin, and these causes dark patches form beneath the skin, and they are the waste of the Demodex mite at the base of the hair follicle. And almost everyone has this mite living in their skin and in their pores, particularly their cheeks and their eyelashes, their forehead, outside their ears, and on the side of their noses. So, okay, so that was very fast reading. So one part I want to let you know, I'm telling you about this mite. I'm telling you about this Demodex mite. I'm going to say it again. It lives in all human hair follicles. And it lives in your face and in your scalp. Okay, but the use of false hair products increases these mites on your skin. And they are natural mites. But since you're adding hair to your face, your eyelashes and your hair and stuff, okay, it is actually causing them to have a buildup and cause these dark spots in your skin. Okay, so, and that's why I was going to tell you about the black walnut hull extract. Black walnut hull extract kills that in your face and smooths out the skin tone so that you're not having those hair follicles being infected at the roots and then going on to cause the dark mark. And then those patches is all from the false hair and the false eyelashes, and that might live in that little web of places. And the black walnut hull extract, if you would take some and wash your face and then rinse it with the black walnut hull extract, it would cleanse. And so that's what I am telling you, is that there is a way to naturally cleanse your skin and take those mites out. And we've already made the wash called Wig Wash. I haven't released it because I'm waiting on my labels to come. But when my labels come, I created an all-natural, antibacterial, antifungal wash that you can use on your hair prosthesis as well as on your skin. So, so now let me talk about black walnut hull extract. Black walnut hull extract kills cancers too. It has a very long history and a long list of things that it kills. Okay, people use black walnut to lower the risk of heart disease. Sound familiar in our community? For skin wounds, and other conditions, it reduces pain and swelling. It dries up body fluids such as mucus when you have a cough, and it's been used for centuries for digestive problems, and over the years, it's proven itself to be a valuable natural elimination of parasites in the digestive tract. However, that's not the only use for it. Throw out the worm stuff, and each testimony you hear from here on will not be including that because there's so much more that it does. Okay, the black walnut will lower your blood pressure. It will lower your cholesterol levels. It will burn up toxins, fatty acids, and materials. The tannins in the black walnut hub possess an astringent quality that is thought to shrink the sweat glands and reduce excessive sweating. The herb is also said to control menorrhagia, or excess loss of blood during the menstrual cycle. It dries that blood up quicker. It's also used to control diarrhea. It's considered a tonic that aids in the digestion, and it relieves colics, heartburns, and gas. Okay, and it stimulates the flow of bile in the intestines, and it oxygenates the blood and kills parasites. Black walnut is effective against pinworms, ringworms, tapeworms, and other parasites as well. Black walnuts have this thing in them called jugalone, and jugalone, this chemical jugalone, is antibacterial, antiviral, antiparasitic, and it's a fungicide. So we have washes and things made of black walnut whole extract that you can buy on our website, and I haven't actually posted them this week, but I've just ordered their labels. I've already made the products and put them in there. So if you would like some of these products, just look on my website, maybe this week or next week, EdenZone.net, and you'll see that I have products to fight these very things that I'm speaking about in my podcast. Okay, so now that's when you take it internally, it fights cancer, it fights all kind of stuff. But you can read more on my site. You can get this whole information. This is just a printout from my site. Okay, so so now we're going to talk about ginger as well, because ginger also is very anti-cancer. I've given you 3 anti-cancer products that I use, and I know they work, and that's why I'm giving them to you. Okay, so ginger, listen to this. Ginger has been known for powerful therapeutic and preventative effects. It prevents cancer. It prevents depression. Okay, and it fights colds, but it also fights cancer. It's very powerful, and it's handed down through word of mouth without evidence to prove anything on it. Okay, so it says it's effective as an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory agent, anti-nausea compound, and anti-cancer. So if you got gout and all that stuff and arthritis, I already talked about the walnut with the high blood pressure and the high cholesterol. Now if you got gout and arthritis and stuff, then the ginger, the African wild ginger, will actually help with those things. And that's at the NIH. I also see, I'm a fan of the NIH because they actually do real research. It's not just a condiment. Ginger has been used for thousands of years, and they said the gingeroids in it is at least better than vitamin B6 for treating vomiting, nausea with pregnancy, chemotherapy, and surgery. So if you're sick and you have ginger, it stops your nausea and all that stuff after the surgery, after your chemotherapy. You drink that ginger, it calms your stomach down, but it also helps you fight the cancer cells after you've had the chemotherapy. So I'm saying ginger, read up on it, and just don't stop until you find everything you can find, because all you're going to know at first is going to be, Ginger soothes the stomach. It fights cancer and it soothes the stomach after the chemo. So that's something really effective right there. And then on top of that, it takes down swelling. Um, it does a lot. Ginger, black walnut hull extract, and quassia extract is three of the most cancer fighting agents I ever seen. Now, if you want to fight natural, try it. Try it. Take a bath in it. I always tell the ladies all of this stuff that I talk about. You can take a bath in it, meaning you can make a hot tea and just pour it off in some warm water and bathe in it and soak in it and cleanse your body. Spiritually, it really opens you up. And with these things in you, you won't be getting no calcification either. And that's something I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, so we have people. Well, first, let me stay on this ginger and finish reading this to you about this ginger. But I want to tell you a couple of spiritual things too. Okay, so it has ginger has diverse pharmacological effects. It works with hysteria. It calms people who are hysteric. It also helps with depression, painful menstruation, coughs, cold, flu, asthma. You know, it has a long list of properties that it does. But there's one part, it works with depression. It has some mental capabilities too. And that's what I wanted to pull that up. That was the most important part to me. It was that ginger actually has an effect against mental conditions, against depression, anxiety. I hadn't highlighted it, so I'm having a hard time locating it in my notes. But so look up ginger, study ginger. If you have depression, anxiety, and things like that, PTSD, using ginger will actually make your meds work better. It'll actually calm you sometimes when you don't have your meds. Okay, so you have so much you can get from ginger as well, besides fighting cancer and the nausea that comes from the chemotherapy. It has a lot, and it's a wonderful bath. It's a wonderful cleansing bath. And so you also have the black walnut, which fights prostate cancer and everything. Go on my site and read my pages because, I mean, I tell you these stuff, and this stuff, it probably has the quotations where you can go and find the rest of the information on it. So let's talk about spirituality a little bit. But in a way, it's going to seem negative, but it's really not negative. But it's just going to say this. Okay, after they were given their new way of law, after being affected by the aliens and stuff, you know, they were given a gift. They were given a gift to think individually. So that's just a good way of saying that their connected thought was taken away. It looks like a gift. Oh, they gave us the thought to think individually. What were we doing before that? We were connected with our eye here. We were connected. So it's very important because I want y'all to connect with me. Now join me in the cosmos world of the energy. It goes clockwise. It goes clockwise. So it turns like the wheel of time. Boost your energy and swirl it in the wheel of time. And I'm going to do a whole thing where I teach you how to connect your energies with the wheel of time. But until I see y'all again, I want y'all to swirl with the wheel of time. And it goes clockwise. And direct your energies up and through the swirl. And realize that at one time with that third eye, humanity itself was able to think together. We were able to move together, and we were able to unite our energies. And the big gift was taking that away and making us individual, of course. What a wonderful gift. I mean, so let me go over what I said to y'all today. First of all, I said to you that if you looked at that list of giants that I talked about, and you found it and you looked at it, the first kings they had, the first one they listed was Abelum. Abelum transfers to son of Abel. Okay, but that's one thing I wanted to point out to you in that. Okay, but there's another thing that I wanted to point out too. There's four of them. There's four sons of Abel, and if you trace them down, you will see by how they came down through Cush and Nimrod, and then you know your true beginnings right at the beginning of the Bible and when it all went down. So, and now you know that our gift was that our third eye was closed up and our connectivity was taken away. So I'm not trying to fight. I'm not trying to discredit anyone, but you see where your line was directly cut from the Bible. And again, I said, I find it hard to take faith with a book that cut my line out. Okay? That's my line you cut out. So, yes, my line. So now I'm offended by that. And so I'm like, okay, I'll know the book and I'll listen to the words, and they ain't lies. They just cut certain parts out that really pertain and were important to me. And so, I had to go and find the truth of it all. And okay, so we talked about that and everything. We talked about the lack of connectivity with our third eye and everything, right? And we talked about black walnut hull extract killing cancer, being antivirus, antimicrobial, anti-everything. And that it's a wonderful tea, especially for the men, because it works for the heart and the high cholesterol. And then we talked about ginger, how ginger has a calming effect and has mental capabilities, how it can calm you mentally as well as physically, and also fights cancer cells too. So we talked about those wonderful things in this thing. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to say is learn how to direct your energy into the cosmic swirl. It is your energy, and you are light, and you have a frequency that resonates with the universe. And all you have to do is click into that energy swirl that's flowing around you right now. All you have to do is open your third eye and go swing your energies clockwise, 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 swirl, swirl, and throw your energies into that. And you keep yourself swirling in there, and you'll have good health, you'll have happiness, you'll have vibrations that are correct. That's that higher vibration. Now, the lower vibration is the person who has the energy but doesn't know how to use it, doesn't connect with the all university, doesn't feed off of the vibe of the energy. They're just there in one place hovering. But you have a natural energy about you, and learn to direct it into the cosmic swell. When you get upset, when you need some soothing and healing, go into the cosmos swirl of the energy. I'm just saying it works. It works well. It works for a lot of people. They will testify to that. And I said nothing about worshiping a demon either. I said nothing about going against God. I said that we had a third eye that kept us connected, and when they gave us the gift to separate that, then that was a gift if you called it a gift. But really what it did was it stopped us from thinking in unison. It stopped us from being connected to the cosmic energy. That was not a good thing. So next week, we're going to talk more about spiritualism. We're going to talk about the symbols of shamanism, the early symbols, and how they're still carrying on today. And I hope that y'all can get back with me. Of course, I want you to check me up on those names. I want you to go and find this information, because it's too long that you not know where you came from. You see somebody and they don't know their history. They don't know that they were a part of the creation and then just erased out of the book. Just wiped away. We're not going to tell you who you are. Okay, another thing before I go. One more thing. I want you to chew on this one, okay? In the old times, it used to say that Cain killed Abel and removed his name from the stone. I'm going to tell you right now, that stone was the top of the Sumerians' king's list. So I'm now winding down and telling you that Abel was at the top of the Sumerians' king's list, and Abelum was actually the second king. So I want you to prove me wrong. I dare you. But really, I'm coming to y'all with love. So I'll see y'all next week and chew on what I said. And until next week, we're going to talk about shamanic symbols. I haven't picked the herb out, but I think it's going to be dragon root. And we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about the different things these things do for you. Oh, yeah, I think one of them, ginger or black walnut, actually works with the blood platelets. You really got to read up on those. You can't just leave it to me. I put you in the spot. Now you take it there. Now you take it and find out that Abel translates to son of Abel. And then you sit there stunned with your face all in shock and wonder why they never told me that Abel had a full-fledged family and at least 4 of his sons ruled. I'll see y'all.